Good morning, everyone. It's Rose Coleman coming to you live from my craft room here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. It is Friday, April 4th, 2025, and I'm so excited to share this fun fold card with you today. Today, we are going to make a fun fold card called the Shutter card. Have you ever seen the Shutter card? It is such amazing technique, card, fun fold, all of the above. And I'm super excited to revisit this one. I haven't made one of these in a few years, and I went back. I couldn't even find when I made it last, but I know I made it. It was a long time ago. But this one is a classic that you all need to revisit. Even if you've done it before, you're going to love this one. We're going to do this Shutter card with the Darling Dinos. So Darling Dinos is my bundle of the week. Let me just grab it here. It's this adorable stamp set, and I know it's backwards, but I'll flip the camera and show you when I turn my camera down to my work surface. Gorgeous little stamp set, cute as can be, and you're gonna love this one. Hi Lori, hello Rebecca, yay for Friday indeed. Hello Leanne, I'm so excited for Friday, but I always talk about the weather, right? We got some amazing weather coming up here in Calgary, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to get outside and get my steps in and enjoy the sun and the vitamin D. Yes. Oldies but goodies. Yes, absolutely, TJ. I'm so excited for this card today. I think I want to make this fun fold with every stamp set, all my favorites, right? So this is what I love to join you and share with you fun folds so that you can do these. Now, I know I got my YouTube channel all up to date. Did you guys get a chance to go check that out and subscribe? I got at least 15 videos uploaded up there. So in case you've missed any of my live videos here on Facebook, because Facebook will only keep them on Facebook, I think it's for 30 days. So all of my videos, they're all loaded onto, not all, but the recent ones anyway, the last 3 weeks, because as I was mentioning yesterday, March was kind of a gong show. It was crazy busy with my retreat and then going away to on stage, but I am catching up. I am super excited to be catching up. So I invite you to go to my YouTube channel. Did anyone go? Let me know in the comments. Did you go yesterday and subscribe? Did you go check that out? Because I want to point you there because that's where things are going to be housed. And YouTube is better at having videos sit there and you can search for them, right? Because if I title something Darling Dinos, then when you go onto YouTube and you type in Darling Dinos, you're going to see all of the things from other people as well for Darling Dinos. Facebook doesn't have that kind of a search function, right? So I love to join you here on Facebook, but then I take these videos and upload the replay to YouTube where they can live virtually forever, right? As long as YouTube will allow us to keep posting. And YouTube's been around for a much longer time than Facebook. So that's my reasoning for that. Okay, so I'm just watching your comments. Hello, Shell. Hello. Hi, Joan. Hello, Barbara. Barbara loves Fun Fold Fridays. I do too. Fun Folds are near and dear to my heart. I love to learn a new Fun Fold. Hi, Amy. Hello, Janet. Hello, Michelle from South Carolina. Oh gosh, I love all the thumbs up, you guys. I love it when you interact with me and you comment, share my video, give me some love. I can give the love back and watch what this does. Is it going to work? Yes, there's the love. I'm sending it all back to you guys. I love those features that Facebook has given us. Okay. Hi, Karen from Nebraska. Hello. Alrighty, let's flip the camera and get started on this one. This is going to be a fun one. Oh, thank you, Lori. You subscribed to my channel a long time ago. Yay. Thank you so much for that feedback. I appreciate it. TJ says, checked it out last night. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you for finding me. Absolutely. I want you to know where things are held and how you can find things. A lot of my videos are, if you go to Facebook and you try to find things, I have fallen into that trap. You can scroll and things, Facebook changes things so quickly that sometimes if you're not on here every day or you're not, up to speed with it all, you can like lose things. You're like, I don't know where I saw that video. So, Every day I'm learning something new, and I like to take you along with me. Okay, let's get started on this fun shutter fold card today. Here we go. I'm going to flip my camera and point you down at my glass mat studio on my desk here. Hi, Sarah from Pennsylvania. Thank you for being here with us. All right, here we go. Oh, blue sky, still snow in the backyard, but I bet by the end of the weekend, we won't have very much snow left because we're going to get up to plus 18 on Sunday. That is crazy. I can't believe it. Okay, so we're making a shutter fold card. Take a look at the bundle. I showed it to you on the screen, but it's backwards, right? So the bundle I am showing you here is Darling Dinos. You get all of these amazing 3 dinosaurs, cute images, and look at all the fun stuff they've given us to play with. We've got the bow, the party hat, all of the things, even a little top hat. Glasses, I had fun with those this week. We've even got rocks down here. And there's dies to cut everything out, right? You've got dies to cut out all of these fun things. There's the rocks, there's the flower. Like if you just need a little flower, you need a balloon, right? There's a balloon there. There's the little bow tie, and there's the little party hat. So you got lots and lots to play with. Okay, so we're going to make a shutter card, and I want to point you to a package of Designer Series paper. Have you checked out the Last Chance list? Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Annika. Yes, you are a regular, and I appreciate you so much. Thank you for saying that, and thank you for coming back every day. That is so sweet of you. Okay, this paper that I'm going to feature today is in a scrapbook brochure that you may have missed. I don't know if you saw this one, but this paper, now when you look at it, you're probably thinking, oh, that's Halloween paper, Rose. I don't need that. Yes, indeed, it is Halloween. There's only one sheet actually that has Halloween potions and spells and all this stuff, right? But the flip sides have lots of versatile images, patterns. We've got granny apple green, we've got black and white stripes, we've got this black pattern here with the sparkles, we've got pool party diagonal stripes. Gorgeous, gorgeous pack of paper. And I had to do a double take. I thought I was reading things when I saw the price of this. Oh my heavens, you guys. This paper is on the Last Chance list, which means it's only available while supplies last, like everything else on the list. So you got to get over there and check that out. This paper, I think it's $5.10. Let me just pop in the word potions and see what it comes up with. I had it on the screen here. Yes, Halloween spells is the name of the paper. It was $17 on sale for $5.10. I mean, that is mic drop, right? So you're going to get 12 sheets of this paper. It's beautiful. 12 sheets, 3 sheets of 4 designs. So that's a good value, right? Because sometimes, mostly Designer Series paper, we get 2 sheets, but in the scrapbook brochure, you get 3 sheets of each design, which is really, really amazing. Okay, so I want to bring that in to feature with you today. And you guys know how I love basic black and how it's so vibrant, right? It makes all of the colors pop out. And it is so, I love basic black. I just ordered 4 packs of basic black because I keep running out. Okay, shutter card. What we're going to make, we have 8.5 by 5.5, right? This is our typical card base. But what I've done with this piece is I've scored it on both sides at 2 1/8 of an inch. So this is going to come in like a gatefold like that and meet in the middle. All right. So we've got that. Now we're going to go step by step with this card. So let's burnish these score lines like that. And then to do the shutter, like on a camera, the shutter, that's what I'm referring to. So we're going to make the inside mechanism now so that when you open this card, you're going to get the surprise. Okay. So we have another piece of basic black here. And this one measures, let me look at my notes here. So this is our center black cardstock, 3 inches by 5.5. And then I have a piece of that DSP, the same pattern that I'm going to use on the front, but I'm going to use the pool party. It's 2 3/4 by 5 1/4, so just slightly smaller. So this is going to get glued on here. So let's bring in my glue and we'll get this started. And There we go. Okay, so we're going to put this on. I'm putting quite a bit of glue because we're going to glue this down and then we're going to do a die cut. Now, this part will be done for you when you purchase with me and you use this host code at the top of the screen on my desk here, and you spend a minimum $60 order. I'm going to send you these 2 pieces because remember, when you shop with me every week for my weekly card kits in the mail, you don't need the extra dies. I send you the extra things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a Stylish Shapes dies. This amazing set of dies. I'm so excited to see that it did carry over into the new annual catalog that goes live in May. So we do get to play with these set of 15 amazing dies for the next year. I'm so excited. Okay, so from the circles, we need 2. Okay, so we need 2 that are nesting. We're going to use a smaller one to cut out the opening on this piece. And then this one here, I've already gone ahead and cut out a circle out of basic white. Okay, so this needs to be slightly larger than that one. So I just wanted to explain what we're doing here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this through the machine, the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, but I want to make sure it stays in its position. Whoops, I think I nudged my camera. Okay, so we're going to grab a little Post-it tape and make sure that gets anchored down. Okay, so we're going to run this through the machine. Okay, whoops, tipping over my glue. We'll run that through and then we'll get on to the other parts of this shutter card. Hello, Patty from El Dorado Hills, California. Thank you for being here. Okay, popping this onto my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and we are rolling through. Hi, Colleen Anderson. Thank you for being here. Good to see you. Yes, sometimes the backs of the DSP are more beautiful than the fronts. I agree, Annika. So when you shop from the scrapbooking section, I think they've knocked it out of the park by giving us 3 sheets of each design. Because, you know, sometimes 2 sheets are just not enough. Okay, take a look. These dies are so strong. Look, they went through that like no problem. I only went forward. I didn't even go forward and back, right? So then I have these pieces here that I can use on another card, and it's actually glued together, so a little bit of structure to that piece of DSP. I'll have to figure out what I want to do with that. I'll just put that off to the side, and then I'll put my die back in the case. I'm being a good girl here today, not going to lose anything. See you later, gremlins. Okay, not today. Okay, so we've got that. Let's just lay that off to the side. We're now going to make the 2 side pieces that come together to make the shutter. So what I have here is 2 pieces of basic black cardstock. They are 4 inches by 3.5. Okay, so 4 by 3.5. On this side here, I've scored, so the 3.5 side, I've scored 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. These are both identical. We need 2 of them to come together to make that shutter. But we need to do some cuts on this, okay? So I'm going to show you how to do this to make it into a shutter. It's super easy. What I want to do is bring in my ruler, and I'm going to measure. So this is the 3.5. Let me grab my other ruler. I can't find my Stampin' Up! Ruler, and I'm lost. I'm going to clean my craft room this weekend, and I'm going to find that ruler. 3.5. So 1/2 of 3.5 is 1 3/4. So I'm going to make a little mark. I'm going to bring in my trimmer. We're going to do this on the trimmer. We're going to bring in my trimmer, and I'm going to line up the edge at 1 3/4, which is the halfway mark. I'm going to close the handle down, and I'm just going to come into the track here with my pencil and make a mark. And it doesn't really matter. You can make a long mark or a short one. So I have a pink pencil here. So there's my mark. Now I need to find the halfway mark across here, which is 4 inches. So that's going to be at 2. So we'll go ahead and close this up and we'll do another mark. Now I've made my marks big so you can see them. So this is the center of my piece, okay? So now what I need to do is I need to cut from that center to this corner and that center to this corner. And you can use scissors or you can use your trimmer. So I want to use my trimmer. I'm going to pop that corner down and put it into the cutting track. I'm going to tilt this cross until it's in the center, but to make sure I've got it in the right spot, I'm going to close my cutting arm here, and you can actually see down through the cutting arm. So you see the X I want to make sure that X is in the middle there in the track. I'm holding it close so you can see. So from there to the corner. Now, I've already told you many, many times, I don't like it when the blade hits the corner first, because typically that will snag your cardstock. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to cut from the corner out. Okay, so there's one. I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. I'm going to line up the corner first, and then that square, putting it into the middle of the track, and then we're going to cut back. Now, you don't have to be, if you don't know if you're in the center, it's okay. You can just finish it off with your snips if you didn't make a complete cut. But that's what we need. We need it to look like this. And you don't even need to erase the pencil, because we're going to flip it over, and then it's going to be like this. So don't even worry about your pencil marks. All right, let's do that with the other side. So again, on the 3.5 inch side, we're going to line that up at the 1 3/4 inch mark. That's my halfway mark. I'm going to make a mark with my pencil. And then the halfway mark on the 4 inch side is 2 inches. I'm going to make my mark. All right, so I've got my little cross in the center. Now let's do our little, let's do our cutting. Now you could, like, if you take your scissors, if you have a long handle scissors, you could just go from here right up to there, but I am terrible at cutting straight, even with scissors, so I'd rather use the tools that I own. So I'm going to use my trimmer. So I'm lining up this corner, closing down my arm. I've got that in the center, and then I'm going to lift up and bring up my blade. I'm going to pierce right here and come out, and they'll go back to the corner. There we go. Do it again on this side, line up the corner, and put the X in the track. Make sure the X is in the track. Yep, I can see that it is. And then we're just going to cut. There. Okay, so there's my other triangle. Alrighty, so now we've got our 2 side panels for the shutter card. And one thing I want to do now is take that 1/2 inch score line. So my pencil marks are going to stay at the back. Nobody's going to see them once this card is put together. So now what we want to do is these are going to go together. I'll show you the mechanism. Look at this. They're going to go together like this inside the card to make it look like the shutter of a camera. Okay, so first things first, we're going to burnish the score lines really well. Make sure you use your bone folder, or you can use the handle of your scissors or the edge of a clear block, anything hard to burnish that down. Okay, so there's my one going on the right, and this was the one going on the left. So I'm going to use tear and tape on these panels. So we're going to just come in here with the tear and tape and put a full strip over here. And then same thing on this side, full strip and tear. Okay, so there's our side panels, and we can burnish and peel off that backing. Grab my take your pick tool, and there we go. And there we go. Okay, so now what we want to do is bring back the card base, and we're going to put these onto the card. So I'm going to take one side first. I'm going to turn my card this way so I can see the score line. The cut edge of this piece, we're going to put that right at the score line. Okay, so I'm going to come over here. I'm making sure that it's centered. I'm looking on both sides, and it's right up to the score line. And then I'm just going to close that down. Okay. So then when I lift it up, it's now attached to the side flap. You see that? I'll just give you a couple of little looks here to see. Okay, so that one's done. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And I'm lining this up in the same, need to make sure that it's parallel and lined up with the other one. So lining it up with the score line, not on top of the score line, like just below it. And then we're going to lower down this flap. Okay, so then what we have is we have our 2 things attached to the flaps, and then they are going to overlap each other like that. So this piece here is going to be the cover. This is like the lens of your camera, right? So I don't want to stick it completely down. I learned this tip from Lisa Curcio. I'm going to add 4 dimensionals here, but I'm only going to peel off the backing of 2. So let's do that. We're going to put 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, doesn't matter which one's the top or bottom. I'm choosing these ones are going to be my bottom. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to center this. I'm centering it on this middle panel. So I'm looking here and here where my fingers are pointing. Here and here, making sure I've got it centered. Okay. And then I'm just going to lay that down. Okay. So it's on top of the shuttering mechanism. Okay. So what are we going to put in this focal point? What are we going to put in there? Well, I've gone ahead and I cut out a circle. Remember the white circle I showed you at the beginning of the video? And I cut out this circle, and I was starting to do this before I went live. And I stamped my T-Rex. Now I'm not done coloring, so I'm going to finish that off with you guys. And then I'm going to show you how we're going to put him in the focal point. So let's just finish him off here with some more Old Olive. I was just giving him a little bit more shading. You're really only going to see his face, but I did color them all. So just want you to know that this is the area right here that you're going to see of your image. So you don't need a big image. Just note that. Okay, so we're going to give them some pumpkin pie spikes here and some pumpkin pie spots. So cute. And now you could do any of the colors. I'm pulling in Old Olive and pumpkin pie because that's what's in my designer series paper. You could do Pool Party if you wanted to, or Gorgeous Grape. They're also in that designer series paper. Okay, I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to put 3 strips of tear and tape on the back of this circle. And the reason I'm choosing tear and tape is because it's going to stay tacky but not messy. Sticky but not messy. So I want to be able to manipulate this circle to get it in the right position without having to deal with messy liquid glue, right? I mean, I love my liquid glue. I use it all the time, and I'm actually using it on this card. But certain times you need a different adhesive. So, and this is one of the times. So this, I'm going to peel off the 3 pieces, the backing, and now it's nice and tacky. Okay, so I can pick this up with my fingers without making a big mess. Now what we want to do is bring back the card, and you know how I left this part open, like I didn't take off the backing. So now what I want to do is take this little dinosaur on the circle, and I'm going to slide that in. Just gently slide it down. And when I'm happy with where he is in my shutter screen here, I'm going to then let go of the white and press it down. So that's going to position it on the back of the card so that these shutter pieces can move back and forth on top of one another. And when I close the card, and then when I open it, oh my gosh, it's so cute. Oh, I forgot to do one thing. When I was playing with this card sample, I was deciding, I wanted to do basic black, but I forgot to, I cut 2 pieces of basic white to go on these panels here. But that's okay. Like anything with card making, we can change. So all I need to do now is trim my 2 pieces to be a little bit more narrow. But ideally, I should have done this ahead of time, stuck the white pieces down. But again, it's not a big deal. So we're going to trim, and I'm just going to improvise here today. So what is my measurement? About 1.5. So I'm going to trim these 2 to 1.5. I'm going to stack them, and we're going to do this one cut. So I'm going to line that up at 1.5 and trim. Boom. Easy peasy. You can fix anything in paper crafting, right? And you know, I'm looking at this card. There's a lot of opportunities. Like, I could probably put some DSP on here, but these are my moving parts, so I didn't want to make those very thick, right? I wanted to keep them, you know, as sleek as possible so they can slide. So here are my white pieces. Now, this is where you can sign your card, you know, write your message, because it's a black card, so we have to do something, right, to be able to write on the inside. So this is my solution. You could also put a piece of white on the back. Some people do that and write a big message, depending on what you want to say on your card. That's, you know, you can add as much extra white pieces as you want. Okay, but in your kit, I'm going to give you these pieces, and you want to put them down first, or you can trim them to be 1.5 inches like I've just done. All right, so there's my side panels. Whoop. I love it. It's so cute. Okay, so now we got to bring in some more designer series paper. So I have 2 panels of that paper that are cut 2 inches by 5 3/8, and they're going to go on the outside flaps. See, I did the pool party pattern on one side, and now for the front, we're going to use the colorful panels. All right, so let's flip them over and get our glue on here. You know, when you have all your pieces cut and prepared, this card comes together fairly quickly. You know, you still got to do your stamping and your coloring, but you could do all of that ahead of time, and you could whip up a bunch of these cards in no time. All right, so here we go. We're putting that DSP layer right there, and then we'll put this one on the right side. Okay, so what are we going to do about the front of the card? Well, I was using my stylish shapes, so I thought, why don't we do, you could put a circular front on your card. I'm going to do, from the squares, I have a pool party, and I'm going to turn it and make it into a diamond shape. You could leave it as a square if you want, but I thought the diamond shape looked really cool. So we're going to use a pool party diamond, and the next size down is a white. We're going to use a basic white. So let's stamp our greeting and our focal point on here. So let's bring in the stamps. From the stamp set, I love this one. I think I've used it on every card. Roar means blank in dinosaur. So let's bring that one into the screen here. And let's stamp. I think there's something on my stamp, so we're going to just grab a baby wipe here and wipe this up. Looks like there might be pumpkin pie on here. I don't remember stamping with pumpkin pie, but it's okay. We'll clean it up anyway. Roar means happy birthday. We're going to make this a birthday card. And maybe this will be my son Andrew's card, because remember I was telling you yesterday my son Andrew is going to be 29 on the 26th of April. Isn't that crazy? I don't even know. I don't know where the time goes, but he loves dinosaurs. Always did as a kid, and he still does. Okay, so we're going to stamp roar means dinosaur right there. Boom. And then the happy birthday is going to go right in the middle. And I got lots of colors to choose from for that one. So I'm going to bring in, let's bring in pumpkin pie. We're going to stamp the happy birthday with pumpkin pie. So tap, tap, tap on my pumpkin pie. Hover over the greeting. I love photopolymer. You can see where you're stamping. It's so wonderful. Okay, so there's my greeting. And then I thought, okay, what else can we put on here? Why don't we bring in one more dinosaur? And this little guy with the long neck. I thought he would fit down here so nice. All right, so let's grab him and we'll stamp him at the bottom down here. And I'm going off of the piece onto my glass mat, but that's the beauty of having the glass mat is you can just come in. I do have my chamois cloth, but I have a wipe here ready to go, so I'll use that. So there's my little dinosaur, cute. And I thought, well, the stamp set has some extra things, right? So there's a bow. I haven't used this little bow yet. So stinking cute. And there's a die for it, but I'm just gonna use the bow, and we're gonna stamp the bow. Let's put a bow tie on this dinosaur. We'll put it right there. He's got a bow tie on his neck. Okay. Okay, so let's color him. We're going to use pumpkin pie, and we're going to use some old olive. And I need a color for his bow. What color should... Oh, maybe I'll grab... What color? Purple. We need a purple. We don't have a gorgeous grape. Let's do a Daffodil Delight bow. Okay, so we're going to grab Daffodil Delight. We'll color his bow first. He's a fancy dinosaur dressed up for the birthday. And we're going to give him some pumpkin pie spots. Like that. So cute. And then we're going to color the rest of his... I had wild wheat. I could have used that on his bow too, but that's okay. We're going to use old olive. Old olive. Let's see. You know what? I just got a package yesterday. Remember I was telling you how I go through old olive and crumb cake blends. Oh, this is Mossy Meadow. Ah, okay. I ordered Mossy Meadow. That would work too, but it's okay. I thought I ordered old olive. Old olive and crumb cake is what I use a lot. Let's use old olive. because it's in the paper. I like to coordinate what I'm doing with the paper. Okay, so there we go. Dark old olive, and then we're going to bring in the light old olive and shade that. I think mossy would have worked too, but we're going to go with old olive. So adorable. Oh my gosh. I want to make dinosaur cards for all the kids that I know. Well, heck, I should make dinosaur cards for all the adults too. Okay, so a little bit more green down here because he's just to give that continuous look. Okay, so then I was looking at the stamps last night and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many cute little stamps that I haven't played with. What about we put some footsteps on this piece? So yes, there are footsteps, dinosaur footsteps. Check it out right here, the little footprints. I thought, I gotta use those. I gotta use the footprints. So let's go across this. We'll put there and there. Okay, there's his tracks. So adorable. All right, I think that's enough. You can add more if you want to, but we're gonna get this on to our pool party piece here, like so. Oh, this card is just making me smile. This is like the perfect Friday card, right? To just start your weekend with a fun project that makes you smile and makes you giggle. That's what it's all about. Imagine the person who receives this, how they're going to feel when they open it to that beautiful shutter mechanism. Okay, so this is going to be on the front of the card, but obviously I can't put glue on the whole thing or you're going to glue your card shut and then it's like game over for everybody, right? So just make note of where you want this to sit. So I want it to sit right on the center line, like point to point. So I know I'm going to put dimensionals only on this side here. So we're just going to, you know what I do? Just so I don't make a mistake, I'm just going to take this. I'm going to gently flip it up. I'm going to put an X right there. That's where you put in your dimensionals, Rose. And then you won't make an error. Ask me how I know. Okay, so I'm going to put one on the corner, one right here, not too close to the center line, like that. Okay, so 3 dimensionals, we'll peel those off. Again, no one's going to see my X, so I'm going to leave it there. And then I'll line up my little points with the middle like that. Then the person who receives it can open it and then boom, there's the T-Rex. Oh, I forgot to take these off. Don't forget to take off once you've got your shutter mechanism made, you got to just come back here and grab those dimensional backings and then you can press that shut. Okay, what about the inside? We need a little greeting for the inside. From the Stylish Shapes dies, I have this one here. I'm going to stamp that with the greeting that says, hope your birthday is dynamite. And I think I'm going to stamp that in pumpkin pie. Let's bring a little bit more pumpkin pie into the card here. Okay, so there we go. Stamp that on here. Ooh, I love it. Okay, so then I'm going to put that right there. Now we've got the inside done. And I'm not going to put any dimensionals on that because I don't want too many thick parts on the inside of my card. So I'm just going to glue that down with some liquid glue. And there we have it. Okay, so then you can close this up. Let's close it up. Now what I did this one, this was my sample where I stamped the dinosaur like that. But then I was like, well, maybe on my card, I'll try something different, but I already stamped it. But I want to share with you what my idea was, and I'll send you some pumpkin pie cardstock. So we have two dies in the set that are the egg hatching, right? So we have this one right here and this one right here. These two, I cut them out of pumpkin pie. And I also stamped one of those little Bronchiosaurus. I think you guys told me it was a Bronchiosaurus. And I goofed a little bit. I didn't press hard enough, but that's okay because you can actually put him in the egg like this, right? And then you can put the other part of the egg on his head, like he's breaking out of his little shell. So I'm just going to show you what I want to do here. So I'm going to put some glue here and glue on the top. And like that, give him a little helmet, a little egg helmet. And then we'll take the bottom part and we'll put it down here. And I'm going to slide that up because you get a little bit of wiggle room with that. There we go. We've got our little dinosaur breaking out. But now, if the tail bugs you, you just want him completely in the egg, you can just take your snips and trim that tail like that. So it gives the illusion that, yes, he is still curled up in his little egg. So my thought was, instead of stamping your dinosaur here, you could actually add this dinosaur maybe off to the side or something like that. So however you want to do it. So if you don't want to have this dinosaur, I'll put my thumb over it. You could do this. You could put this little dinosaur to the side like that and have that be the front focal point. But remember to only glue it to the front, because when you open your card, I hope that's making sense. I'm just giving you another option of what you could do, but isn't that cute? Like, that's another cute card, right? Or you could do what I just did there and put that. I caution you about putting it on the inside. Maybe you could put it like here or something. I thought about doing the eggshell and putting it at the bottom. You could turn, okay, another thought. I got lots of thoughts. You could turn your card and do it landscape, and you could put the egg right there and then put the top part there. And then when you open it, see, you could have your stamp in the background and the egg on the front and top, and then you could be exposing what's coming out of the egg. So that was a thought that I had too. I mean, my mind was just blown with this shutter card and all the possibilities of what you could put in your focal point. I'm missing your comments because I'm so busy chatting here, but I hope you like this card and I hope you'll make it. Robin says, just placed a $500 order. Yay, Robin. Good for you. You're so welcome, TJ. I hope you do try this card. It's super easy, but the impact of it is so amazing, right? Like, there we go. There's it. There's the shutter. Close it up. And there we have it. So just some bling on there, whatever you choose. I'm just going to leave mine for now. I think it's thick enough. You know, you've got lots of layers going on here. You got dimensionals on the inside of your card. You got 2 layers on the front. So you can just add, I'll probably just add some rhinestones to the outside and call it done. Let's do a recap. Okay, let me just recap for you. I always like to do this on Fridays and share with you, in case you haven't seen what I've been up to this week. On Monday, we played with the Global Design Project Challenge, and the challenge was this sketch right here. So I pulled in my Darling Dinos, and this is the card I made right here. This one with Lost Lagoon, Wild Wheat, saying goodbye to Wild Wheat, and then you're terrific. So there's Monday's card. Tuesday, we moved on to a color that's leaving us. So this one I featured Wild Wheat, which is leaving. This one features Moody Mauve, which is a leaving, retiring in color. Thanks for the love, you guys. I appreciate you all so much. And look at this one. Oh my gosh. Like, I put the glasses on the dinosaur. That takes it up a level. Oh my gosh. So cute. I thought this would make a great teacher card. Roar means you're the best in dinosaur. I mean, what teacher wouldn't love to get a card like that, right? And then on the inside, you're terrific. Okay, so that's Tuesday. Wednesday, we played with this card design by my team member, Bonnie Sanch. Bonnie sent me this one with her set samplers. I love what she did with the background paper. So we did that one. And the inside is a birthday. This little dinosaur just lost his balloon floating away. So that was Wednesday. I'm going to send you all of these pieces. I can't send you the stamps, of course, but you can use your own stamps. So if you don't already have Darling Dinos, the item code is 164735. If you're in Canada, please use the host code. And when your order is over $60 and has the host code attached, that tells me that you want my cards this week. So I will get these out to you. Yesterday, oh my gosh, we played with this fun card. This one was also designed by Bonnie with her set samplers, and I loved the designer series paper in the background. That's the Timeless Plaid. Grab this while you can, guys. It's also got a retiring in color that is leaving, the Wild Wheat. And what did I do with my inside? I didn't put it in. Okay, that was Thursday, or maybe I did. Hold on. Oh, there it is. Roar means happy birthday in dinosaur. I made 2 cards. So there we go. And then Friday, here we have it. We have our, let's pop it open one more time. The Shutter card. Ah ha ha, Shutter, Shutter. I love it. I want to keep making Shutter cards all weekend. Alrighty. Thank you guys so much for all the love, for all your comments. I appreciate you all so much. The mechanism, yes, Patty, you're most welcome. And it is easy. It is super easy, right? And it's definitely a card that is going to wow the recipient because you are in complete control what you put on the inside of your shutter. It could be a greeting. It doesn't have to be a dinosaur. It could be a greeting like I love you. It could be a flower, you know, whatever your favorite thing is that you're playing with, put that on your circle. And you know what? It doesn't even have to be a circle. I mean, that's typically what you see with a shutter for a camera as a circle. So I use these stylish shapes. You could use something different, right? You could use the around it all and have a wonky shape. We call those, I call them wonky circles. As long as the background is big enough, it's going to be, remember, it's going to be stuck to the back of here. So no one's going to see what shape you stamped on. It could be a scrap piece of paper, to be honest, right? I'm going to send you the circle, but it could be a scrap piece of paper. Okay, close her up one more time. There we go. Okay, thank you all for your support. I appreciate you all so much. Give you some more love here. Have a great, there we go. Have a great, fantastic weekend. I will see you on Monday morning at 9 o'clock Mountain Time for my next card video. I hope you get a chance to stamp or to scrapbook or do something with your hands. When you make things with your hands, it makes your brain feel good. It makes your heart feel good. So be creative and do something this weekend for yourself and share with me. Send me a picture. I would love to know what you're working on. Take care, everyone. Have a great Friday and have a great weekend. Bye for now.